Professor Dibyesh from University of Westminster, London, and I'm here to talk about politics of reincarnation in terms of China, Tibet, and the Dalai Lama. It's quite clear that the idea of reincarnation is integral to Tibetan Buddhism, Tibetan culture, Tibetan history, and also Tibetan identity and politics. So what struggle we are facing, of course, is the Chinese government, People's Republic of China, is claiming that it has the final authority on reincarnation, particularly of high lamas like the Dalai Lama and the Panchen Lama and the Karmapa and others. On the other hand, the Dalai Lama has made it very clear that he is the sole authority and he has a sovereignty over what the reincarnation should be for his own reincarnation. As a scholar of international relations, what I look at is the ways in which the ideas of reincarnation, which does not respect territorial boundary, interacts with and clashes with ideas of international relations where there are strict boundaries. So China will say Tibet belongs to China and therefore everything that is in Tibet is controlled by China. That's what they would argue. But reincarnation, as we know, is much more fluid and much more contested. Now, when it comes to specifically the issues of the Dalai Lama's reincarnation, which has become very politicized, Chinese government position is because they are the sovereignty and authority over Tibet, they have sovereignty over reincarnation of the Dalai Lama. And my argument would be that reincarnation at the very heart is about, in this case, the Dalai Lama's manifestation coming back. So he is the sole sovereign over his own reincarnation. So therefore, it's quite absurd to look at the fact that you have got a country, People's Republic of China, ruled by a communist party, therefore an atheist party, which claims authority over matters that are not of this world, because reincarnation deals with manifestation and the other world, etc. On the other hand, so we have an awkward position where the Dalai Lama says that he may not reincarnate or he may reincarnate in a particular way, but ultimately he's the authority, and Chinese government insisting that he's going against tradition if he does not reincarnate. So we can see that basically there'll be future tensions, not only between Tibetans and Chinese government, not only between, let's say, central Tibetan administration, Tibetan government in exile and Chinese government, but also possibly the wider Himalayan region where reincarnation is seen as integral part of the culture. So ultimate argument from my perspective is that the question of reincarnation is closely connected to the question of self-determination for Tibetans.